going to ask them, probably everybody here, well, at least I always thought of circuits as the way to go, as the sort of underlying thing for our behavior, and changes in circuits being the properties that have to be sorted. And what you have actually presented here is actually truly marvelous and wonderful. I just wanted to ask you, what do you think this bears, or what this means for education in psychiatry and medical education?
I should actually serve that question up to your new chair. I do think we're at a point where we want to really have to transform education, and part of why it's such a challenge is that even though many of the heads of training and residency programs, my favorite new term, they grok with this, they think this is really cool, but they don't have any real deep understanding of the issues because they don't have this background. This happens. This happened in a big way in the 1980s in radiology when we went from X-rays to MRI and CT scans. And suddenly they had all the chairs and training programs, and I had to say, how are we going to redo this? It's interesting to go back to the history. What the academics did is they brought in a new generation, i.e., what you're doing here, and they transformed their training accordingly. So I would say, why don't this is a wonderful opportunity to say, let's blow up the training as we've known it. Why should we train neurologists and psychiatrists separately? Or why do we keep the psychologists in Berkeley and the psychiatrists in San Francisco? What's the point of that? We're all working. As somebody said to me recently, he said, this is like psychiatry and neurology are like two disciplines separated by a common organ. So when are we going to figure out how to train people so they have the same fundamental skills, and then they can differentiate in lots of different ways? So I think that is the new opportunity. I would actually challenge you to say, maybe the time has come, if we really want to get radical, to change the name of the field. Maybe we should be called, psychiatry, by the way, doesn't have a lot of public trust in it. So maybe it's time to become clinical neuroscience or something like that. A couple of you were at our brain camp, which we do every year. This year did it in Berkeley, and I talked to the young investigators, the residents who were there, and this is terrible, I shouldn't say this. When I started, my first slide was a picture of an air tram. I'm sorry, it's called, it's another name. It was a value jet flight that crashed in 1996 in Florida, and it showed the airplane up there. And in 1997, air tram emerged from the same airline. Just repainted all the planes, new name, new branding. They've been very successful because they realized nobody was ever going to get on a value jet. And maybe that's a lesson to be learned. So.
But it seems there's also implications for rethinking our training of young investigators, because you're talking about a new culture of science in which the old model of the PI working alone in his or her lab, thinking through some interesting, cool little experiment that's incredibly well designed, that's going to show some little double dissociation between two different aspects of behavior, that's obsolete.
That's me. I used to.
And you're talking about a model of the 3 points. This is big science. This requires consortia, collaborations, huge clinical populations, precision medicine model. It requires informatics, requires specialties across many different disciplines, and that requires a radical rethinking in how we bring in young scientists, train them, help them develop their own identity, and yet teach them how to be part of these large, complex, collaborative work groups. And it also has implications for how you form and run effectively these large, complex, collaborative scientific work groups.
And what happens when someone who's a part of a large group like that comes up for promotion? And how do you identify someone's contribution? Lots of issues that we have to grapple with. We are at a changing point. But I would be loath to say that we want to do away with that person doing the double dissociation studies in a very serious way in an individual lab. I think we need both. Finding balance is the key. There is clearly value in these big investments like the Human Connectome project, if only because they, at the end of the day, they democratize science. What they do is they enable a lot of investigators who couldn't afford to do 1,200 scans to have access to that data. And we saw this with the Human Genome Project, and that's been transformative. So I don't even like the term big science as much as enabling science, but you're right, the culture is really changing, and we have to think about this because the public wants results. They don't really care about who's published in Nature or Science. They want results, and they feel they haven't gotten them. And they're very, very frustrated with us. So we have to think about how to deliver. And part of delivering, I think, is bringing the whole community together, saying, public money needs to be for public good. Let's figure out how to leverage what we're doing most efficiently.
I think it's because we're after the hour, people probably need to go.